Hi guys, in today's video we will be going through the SPaG paper for the Key Stage 2 sets. You can call it SPaG, which stands for Spelling, Punctuation and Grammar. You can also call it GPS, Grammar, Punctuation and Spelling. You can call it /gaps, Grammar and Punctuation and Spelling. I call it SPaG, so we will call it SPaG. Question 1. Which sentence must end with a question mark? So let's go through each question and put a question mark next to them to see if they make sense. Do you know how long it took for the trees to grow? Yeah, that makes sense, but let's go through the other ones. We have planted rose bushes around the trees. Okay, that wouldn't make sense, so that would usually be a full stop. How beautiful the flowers will be is not a question mark because it does not make sense. So it can be an exclamation. I will ask my teacher if I can show you it's not a question because it does not make sense. It can be a full stop. So our answer to this question is the first sentence. Question 2. Which sentence is punctuated correctly? After he ate, the lion lay down and slept for many hours. After he ate, the lion lay down and slept for many hours. After he ate, the lion lay down and slept for many hours. After he ate, the lion lay down and slept for many hours. So when we use a comma, we usually have a little pause. So when I do the pause for each sentence, this was the sentence that made sense because before the comma it's talking about one thing and after the comma it's talking about another thing. So our answer to this question is this, the third one. Question 3. Insert a semicolon in the correct place in the sentence below. It was raining heavily. She had lost her umbrella the week before. We would put a comma over here because the semicolon separates one thing and another thing. So it's talking about how it was raining heavily, and it was talking about how she had lost her umbrella the week before, which is another thing. So we put a semicolon in between the two different things. Question 4. Which sentence uses a comma correctly? So let's look at all the sentences and in question 2, we practice pause saying the sentence out loud. In the real test, you do not say it out loud. Say it in your head if you can. I will say it out loud. So, sadly, the match had to be cancelled. However, talented people still need to work hard. Therefore, the answer is obvious. Before next weekend, all our packing must be finished. So, these 3 sentences do not make sense. However, this sentence does. So, our answer to this question is the first one. Question 5. Which sentence is a command? A command is a sentence that is telling you to do something. So, let's read all of the sentences. The nurse will bandage a sprained animal. It is going to tell you what happened. It's not telling you what to do, so it is not this. You have been told to stay at home and rest. So the command, if it was just stay at home and rest by itself, then it would have been a command. But this part you have been told to does not make it a command. Putting an ice pack on it should help. So the modal verb here does not make this a command. So, and if it was put an ice pack on it, then it would be a command. Hold the handrail to keep yourself steady. Our answer to this question is the last box, because it's telling you to hold the handrail to keep yourself steady. Question 6. Which sentence uses an apostrophe correctly? The car's horn beeps loudly. So the word horn is talking about one car. So we will eliminate these two because there could not be an apostrophe for the word beeps, because the word cars is talking about the car's horn, and we don't know how many cars there are, so there shouldn't be an apostrophe on the word cars. So, an apostrophe in between R and S indicates that it's only one car, but this one is incorrect, because if it was multiple cars, it would be cars' horns. So, horn is the word, horn is a singular word and horns is plural. So this is a singular word and cars is singular. So our answer to this question is the top one. Question 7. Rewrite the underlined verbs in the sentence below so that they are in the simple past. Oliver feels proud when he collects his medal after he wins the race. So let's put this in the past, simple past, not past progressive. So feels is in the present tense. In the past tense, it's felt. So this would be felt. You have to spell it correctly for the award of 1 mark, by the way. Collects is in the present tense. In the past tense, it would be collected. So this would be collected. And wins is in the present tense. In the past tense, it would be won. So this would be won. Question 8. Tick one box in each row to show whether the underlined word is a possessive pronoun or a relative pronoun. Okay, so let's read all of the sentences. That red cycle helmet is mine. Possessive means it's saying that it's someone's. So this is saying it's mine, and it's talking about whose it is, so we will tick possessive pronoun. I wear it when I ride the new bike which my uncle gave me. So it's talking about who gave the bike. It's not talking about whose it is. So it would be relative pronoun. My bike goes much faster than yours. Yours is talking about whose it is, so it would be possessive pronoun. Question 9. Tick one sentence that must end with a question mark. If you don't mind, I'd rather stay at home today. It does not make sense with a question mark. It would be a full stop. He asked why his parents wanted to move house. This would not make sense if it was a question mark, so it would be a full stop. If you finish your homework, are you able to stay? This one makes sense as a question mark. He wondered if he would ever find the answer to a question. Does not make sense with a question mark. It would be a full stop. So our answer to this question is the third one. Question 10. Take the word that is an antonym of happy. So an antonym is an opposite of a word. So, contented has a similar meaning to happy, so it can't be this one. Wait, I don't know what contented means, guys. So let's just ignore this one. Bored means the opposite of fun, not necessarily happy. So it's not this one. Cheerful has a similar meaning to happy, so it cannot be this one. Miserable is the opposite of happy, so the answer to this question is this one. Wait, let me just check the mark scheme. Yeah, it's miserable. Question 11. Which sentence is the most formal? The school would save so much money, wouldn't it? The school could end up better off financially. The school would benefit from the financial savings. It's a great idea to save funds. So, there are contracted words in here which are informal. So, wouldn't and it are contracted. So, it cannot be those. This sentence does not sound formal at all. Well, this one sounds very formal because it has fancy words. So our answer to this question is the third one. Question 12. Insert a dash in the correct place in the sentence below. I will not tell you any more about the film. You'll have to see it for yourself. So, don't ask why I paused. I don't know why I did that, but this is something called a natural pause. So, this will be where the dash is. I kind of gave the answer away by pausing because it makes sense here. So, where the natural pause in the sentence is where the dash will be in between film and you'll. It's talking about two different things, that's why. Question 13. Which sentence uses capital letters correctly? In July, I will visit my grandparents in Newcastle is the sentence. So, the first letter of the sentence has to be capitalized, so all of these. July is a proper noun, so this has to be capitalized. In the last sentence is not, so it is not the bottom one. I has to be capitalized. Newcastle is a proper noun, is a place, so it must be capitalized. This one is not capitalized, so it is not the first. It is not the first one. And grandparents does not need to be capitalized because grandparents is not the name of somebody. So it is the third one. Question 14. Insert a pair of brackets in the correct place in the sentence below. The players, both former world champions, waited at the side of the court. So our brackets would be in between players and both, and champions and waited because it's telling you who the players are. So the brackets will be there. Question 15. Look at the underlined pronoun in the sentence below. Circle the noun that it refers to. Early bicycles did not have pedals, so riders had to push themselves distance along using their feet. So, riders is the noun. It's because it's saying riders had to push themselves and they are riders. So the answer to this question is riders. Question 16. What is the grammatical term for the underlined words in the sentence below? The cat that was stuck in the tree belongs to my sister. So, it is. Okay, so I am also learning and teaching it's a relative clause. I know why, because it's saying the cat that was stuck in the tree. The word that is a relative noun. So, yeah, it's a relative clause. Question 17. Tick one box in each row to show whether the sentence is written in standard or non-standard English. You haven't done a bad job, he told us. So this sentence is in standard English. You ain't done a bad job, he told us. The word ain't is not standard English, so it would be non-standard English. You've done an excellent job, he told us. Makes sense, so it is standard English. You've done an excellent job, he told us, is non-standard English because you done does not make sense. It could be you've done or you have done if you want to be formal. You've means you have, basically. So, yeah. Question 18. Insert a full stop, a question mark, and an exclamation mark in the correct places in the sentence below. Did you see that goal? I thought it was incredible, exclaimed Elle. So the full stop would be at the end of the sentence. The question mark would be in between goal and I, because did you see that goal is a question, and the exclamation mark would be after incredible, because I thought it was incredible can be exclaimed.